Cowboy conquering mega regal. Hello. Okay, so we're back on the bunker. Well, not quite back on the bunker. We've got a couple of little jobs to do before we install the door frame down at the bottom of the entrance shaft. The subject of this video is going to be a new control system for the, rebuilding the control system for the winch, and also making ourselves a new muck bucket. This was the muck bucket that dug the entrance shaft, basically. Old cement mixer drum on a yoke, and it spring-loaded latch here, so the whole thing spun around and dumped the muck into the small dump truck that I still have. But unfortunately, the bottom is rotted out of the cement mixer drum, so we can patch it up, I suppose, but I don't think I want to. This was sort of the most suitable thing I had around at the time for making the bucket, and it was quite low, which was important when digging the shaft, because you stoop toe all the time, and it's kind of easier just to stick the muck into a lower container. But now we're going to start going horizontal. I do have plans for something far more impressive, a completely different system, but for the meantime I just want something similar. So I've got this expansion vessel. We're going to use that. I want to save the bit of rubber, not because we need it for this project, but it's a big old, reasonably thick piece of rubber, and there's 101 things I might need that for, isn't there? So let me get some detergent on that, and hopefully it'll slip out a bit easier, won't it? Ah, bastard. Yeah, I'm sure you all know how these things work already, but it's the water goes in this bag, and then there's a Schrader valve up the top here, so you can pressurise the space between the bag, the bladder, and the tank to maintain a system pressure. Yeah, so the water volume inside this bag can vary, but or expand, and you'll maintain a reasonably consistent system pressure, I suppose. Is that a good explanation? I don't know. Maybe not. But there's a nice thick bit of rubber that we just got as a bonus. Right. We're going to roll some steel rings. This top one go on the outside. That's because we're going to cut the top off afterwards, and it will give a little bit more strength. And then I want another couple in the middle again to stop it deforming. Okay, folks. Alright, yeah, skipped a little bit here. What have we got? Ribs along the outside. It is quite thin steel, this, so I just thought, you know, those bands are going to perhaps not stop localised denting, but too much distortion over time. I cut the feet off, they were too high really. There's no point having it unnecessarily high, is there? Blanked the bottom off and welded these low profile just bits of bent steel, but there's four of them there, so it'll be a little bit more what do you call it, stable than with just the three. And completely scrapped the idea of using the tipping mechanism from the old muck bucket. That was from a different age. We just got this bit of chain. That'll do. That'll keep it simple. This was you know, a result of what do we have with that tipping bucket? That was when I was using a gantry crane. Yeah, so the crane, the winch would slide from over the top of the hole to over the top of the dump truck, and then I could tip it out and send it back down the hole. Yeah, but this is not something we can do now because I haven't got a gantry crane. I suppose we could always rig something more gantry like up, couldn't we? But no, we're not going to do that. This is going to be the interim bucket whilst we're building the proper lift for this hole. Yeah. So once I start driving the tunnel, I'll put rails on the inside of the shaft, and then I can have a lift car in there that won't spin, won't come out of place, and I'm quite looking forward to that. You know, the ladder is a good ladder up the side of that shaft, but no point tempting fate, is there, eh? Okay, I'm going to slap some paint on this, and we can have a look at the control mechanism for the winch. Okay, so we're up here with the motor. I was just re-familiarising myself what was going on with this thing. Over on this side, which is the control box that originally came with this winch, and there is just a flex with a 2-button controller coming off this, which obviously operated these 3 contactors, and this is the box I made up. Now, I didn't really pay too much attention as to what is in this box. I just replaced the buttons on the switch with these solid state relays, and they're switched by the 12-volt winch remote, and there's a little transformer in there as well to supply the 12-volt for the 12-volt DC for the winch remote, which we need because that's originally meant to be on a car or a truck or something, isn't it? Yeah, it just occurs to me that I hadn't actually explained what the issue with that winch was. So I was holding the button down for you know, up or down, this thing in both directions, and the winch would cut out. And looking at the top whilst operating, there was power coming out of the receiver for the remote system, but the light on the solid state relay was going out, so it's switching itself off, which is one of the things they seem to like to do if you don't put exactly the right sort of current and voltage through them, or rather AC versus DC. I had, if you remember, similar problems with a strangely marked AC relay that I put DC through, and that was switching itself off as well, wasn't it? And that was actually latching. Okay, so this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 3rd or 4th iteration if you count modifications. This has definitely worked. I see my mistakes with the wiring of the last one. I've gone to, you know, take the 12-volt out of the system altogether with a garage door remote and 2 big 3-phase contacts that I'm using to obviously switch the starter and capacitor wire over and send that back into the motor on the on the on the live and neutral. Yeah, I can't see why this wouldn't work, but I thought the last one would have worked. There we go. Alright, we'll throw that on in the morning. Oh, I just wasn't pressing it hard enough. There we go. Alright, it is lovely and smooth. Lovely and smooth. I think we've cracked it, lads. I think we've cracked it. Yeah, look at that. Oh no. Lovely. Okay. Look, thanks to the redesign, we've got this lovely chrome bezeled key fob to operate the winch remote now. It was my intention to clear out the bottom of the hole. We've still got a couple of bits of concrete and some mud down there, but I put a drill bit through the end of my finger yesterday, and I really don't want to open this back up before I go to work tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day on this. Right, so there we go, the bucket and the crane are both working satisfactorily. Right, many delays. Oh Jesus, well, I don't know what's wrong with me at the minute. I'm just having so much trouble getting things done. I put a bloody drill bit through my finger last week, and yeah, I could have got the video out a bit sooner, but I didn't want to go down the hole and get everything muddy. It's what? I just got the other finger infected with something nasty a month ago, innit? And so I've managed to keep this clean and infection free, which is quite an achievement considering the life I lead, I suppose. Went through the back of the nail and out the out the pad of the finger. Pretty silly, pretty silly. Yeah. The next video will be the start of the tunnelling, possibly, maybe, hopefully. God, I hope so. It's taken so long to get here, and yeah, we'll be tunnelling next. Anyway, that's it. Barrel, winch, sorted, lovely. Let's get on with the next video. See you later, folks. Bye bye.